Unlike other states, for women in New South Wales, this has been the only way they can get into a ring due to a long-standing ban on female boxing. But this year, new legislation is going to change all of that. 26-year-old Nerida first put on a pair of boxing gloves when she was 10. She now trains twice a day, 6 days a week, and hopes to become pro.
I love the training. Like, the training is full on, it's intense. But when you're in the ring, it's the adrenaline pump. I'm actually a childcare worker, so really gentle with kids and adults. But when I need to be, I think the anger comes out.
Come on, jab her out.
For over 2 decades, a boxer like Nerida hasn't been allowed to fight on New South Wales soil, so while bouts are organised in her local town, she's had to fly interstate to fight. Last December, a bill was passed through New South Wales government to lift the 22-year ban. But the guidelines for the new legislation aren't expected until the middle of the year. So what's it like being on the side of the ring?
Yeah, it's tough, but, you know, as soon as we can get in there, the better. It's hard to sit back and watch when you just want to be in there.
But not everyone is as eager for women to get in the ring. The Australian Medical Association has lobbied long and hard about the dangers of boxing.
Well, I suppose it's an emotive way of putting it, but really boxing is, a form of legalised manslaughter where the potential for harm, the potential for hitting someone in the head and causing, serious injury, and also serious injury over a prolonged period of time, which can lead to Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. It is a barbaric sort of sport, if you like, where you're inflicting head injury on another human person.
Dr John Galotto says even with protective gear, women are more likely to get hurt in the ring.
Women aren't built as physically strong, so they can actually be more susceptible to actually having fractured bones and fractured jaws and stuff like that.
It's estimated that 11 people worldwide die as a result of boxing each year. But Nerida's not worried. She says, like any sport, boxing has safety measures.
Yeah, it's pretty safe. We need headgear, mouth guards, we wear chest protectors, ovary guards. We have to have full medical checkups between each competition. We have pregnancy tests as well to make sure there's nothing there. So I think it's pretty safe. We're not fighting other men, we're fighting other ladies, which means, we don't quite hit as hard. So I don't see it being so aggressive.
Well, this time next year, Nerida hopes to be fighting in this very ring, but will the spectators be cheering just as loud for a female boxer?
Well, it's up to the women if they want to get in there and fight or not,
Yeah, I reckon it's really good.
Yeah.
I'd do it for sure.
I wouldn't want my own daughter boxing.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Go for it, woman.
If they're wearing bikinis, I'd come every time.
I don't agree with it.
And why is that?
Because women shouldn't box.
It's good for the sport. It promotes it a bit more.
Despite being a driving force behind boxing in New South Wales for over 60 years, the Secretary of the Amateur Boxing Association isn't a fan of women's boxing.
I've seen some people walk out when the women have been boxing, especially some women. And I must add that I ask every woman that I come into contact, almost every woman, what do you think about women's boxing? Oh, Jesus, no, Arthur, I don't want to see women boxing. They do boxercise for fitness. They still don't want to see boxing. I say, why don't you want to look at women boxing? Because I think it'd be a terrible thing to see women getting punched.
But it's not just the older generation of the boxing community who think this way. Nader Hamden is a professional boxer who trains with some of the country's best.
I'm not a sexist, I'm all for equal rights of women and all that, but boxing is boxing. Fighting is a man's thing. A lot of the fighters I train with have the same view. If you ask me the question, I'll say, no, I'm not with it, I'm against it, because what's so appealing about a girl, a young lady or a woman with a broken nose, with the cuts above her eyes, and fighting with blood gushing out of her face? I got broken nose, I got broken hands, broken thumbs, I got broken ankle, I've had fractured rib. So if that's what they want, it's not a woman's place.
Nerida is looking forward to being able to fight in her own state later this year, but it seems public opinion may still prove to be her most stubborn opponent.
I'm just really, really excited. I can't wait to start fighting in New South Wales. There's a lot of people out there that might be a little, uneasy about the whole situation, but I do think we deserve to have our chance and get out there and just show them that, we really train hard and we deserve just to be looked at and be recognised. And I reckon give it a few years, we're going to be really accepted and they're going to love to see us in the sport.